Okay. Now, all that is, I think on the production sheet, they basically go, look, this program is all about a shit show.
What's that one in America that was great? It's just basically Jersey Shore, really, isn't it? Get a bunch of bogans, liquor them up, let them root each other, and then just film the outcome.
Well, Jersey Shore, they've actually got an English version called Geordie Shore.
Yeah, I know.
They came to our hometown.
Half of them didn't even get in the country because they all had criminal records.
Exactly right. But basically all they do, liquor them up and see who's going to get with each other, and then they fight when they go home back to the villa. Love Island's doing the same thing. A number of absolutely ridiculous reality TV shows. Now, as I want to move over to a TV show that is shown on a free-to-air network here in Australia, but it's predominantly, basically they just run these things on repeat on the A&E channel on Foxtel over here.
God.
It's called Storage Wars.
Oh, Storage Wars.
Storage Wars.
Storage Wars.
Now, look, that's a poor title. There's no fist fights at the end of the sale down the auction, down the self-store bins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a violent, pastime going and buying some dead guy's old shit.
Yeah, where's the war? Where's the general in their ear at the Ford Command Centre saying, if you don't pick up a really shit photo of the Last Supper that's been sitting in this old dead woman's storage bin for 400 years, then you're demoted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And there's no one in the bunker going, we will fight them in the car park. We will fight them at the front of storage locker 14. We will not give up. No, there's none of that shit.
There's baggage wars. So
baggage wars?
Baggage wars. So here's these other leeches, right, that go to airport or police auctions, right?
Oh.
So like lost baggage and stuff like that.
Wow,
there's no war. What the hell? You got two pensioners. One, they both look like they sat in the front row at Woodstock, and I'm talking about 1969, right? And they're going, I like the look of that bag. It's heavy. I'm going to bid on that and see what's in it. All they're into is throwing money at stuff so they think they can sell it back.
But it's all staged.
You're a leech.
There's 1,000 episodes of this stupid Storage War show, and every episode, there's a Confederate era bloody Civil War gun in that one, and here's the Hanzo sword in another one. Bullshit.
Here's what really happens. Okay, they open up the door. They go, okay, here's the 6x4, and it's just full of those licorice coloured bags you get from the reject shop.
Yeah,
full of clothes.
Yeah.
And they're dirty clothes too.
Yeah, and then there's a diamond ring, and then there's bloody Spanish doubloons in every friggin' storage locker. I don't get it. My significant other loves this sort of stuff.
She's a junkie. She's a Storage War junkie.
No, she doesn't watch Storage War. She watches live streams of them actually doing it over in the States. There's any number of them on YouTube and whatever.
Like live stream?
Yeah. They go and record them bidding, and they look in there and they go, oh yeah, I can see a motorbike in there.
With these ones that are on the TV show?
No. These
are hardcore, real.
These are dudes that's their living, not some actors that they dragged out of the guild hall because they weren't getting parts as extras.
Guild hall.
Anyway, she watches this all the time, and most of the time all they find is dirty clothes, bongs, needles.
Are they orgies?
Oh, no, in America.
Can you still get orgy?
I don't know. Does anyone out there know in Burble Land? Have you got an orgy saxophone lying around?
Not an orgy. Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. But
I don't know if orgy's still a thing.
It's moved on to Gatorade or...
Yeah, it's Gatorade.
Or Powerade bottles.
No, Maximus are good, apparently.
Why? Because
they're bigger. You get a litre one.
It's got a bigger...
mouthpiecey thing, drinky hole.
I would never know anything about drugs or anything like that.
Back to Storage Wars, or storage, maybe
storage
small
fiction.
dispute. Not a war.
It's not a war.
But these guys find bugger all, realistically. Every now and again they find something worth a few $100 a piece for the locker, right? But on the TV one, the A&E one, they're consistently finding shit that should be in a museum.
What did we
see?
What did we just see just before we came in to do this podcast? Okay, so you got old mate there. There's a pet carrier, a cage, right?
Yeah.
What was he pulling out of the cage?
A dartboard.
A dartboard.
Yeah, but then that's the thing that shits me the most with Storage Wars, because they value it and they say, oh, this unit cost $100, so they put it on the screen, cost $100, and then found.
And they have the little cha-ching.
Yeah, and it goes cha-ching, and he's like pulled the dartboard out, and he's like, I'll sell that online for $20. Mate, you'd be lucky to get a punch in the face for that dartboard. I wouldn't even give you a firm handshake. It's worth nothing. I hate the way they go, oh yeah, I got these 1960s pair of Bonds underwear with a skid mark in it. They're retro. Cha-ching, $20. Bullshit.
I'd like to go back to Married at First Sight. So this chick that was on it this year, Ines Basic, was just the most deplorable female I've ever think.
She was an actor, though. You know that, right, dude?
Is she an actor?
Yeah, they were all actors.
So she tried to get into the Logies this year, and then they stopped her and said, "Where's your invite?" I haven't got an invite. I was on Married at First Sight. And they went, "Yeah, no, you're not getting in, right?" Ines Basic. Just think about her. Like, she's trying to be anything but basic.
Well, that's what she is.
She sounds like an early 1980s operating system on like
Ines Basic,
like the Tandy computer or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, you can program this in Ines Basic.
Well, the difference between her and a computer is you only punch the information into once.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Last week on the podcast, we talked about these nerds who want to get into Area 51 and find out whether or not there's alien technology, there's bodies in the basement and all that kind of thing. It's now grown as to over 1.5 million people.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand now.
You mentioned at the top of the podcast that there's now celebrities attached.
Yeah, well, whether they're just doing it for Facebook likes or whether they're really going to storm Area 51 is to be debated. But the one I didn't mention at the top of the episode and what could tip it in favour of the nerds is Chuck Norris has now agreed to go as well.
Oh, bullshit.
He has.
Really?
Yes.
So he's obviously got to get paid for this, because the last thing I've seen Chuck Norris do is he's still doing the Total Gym. He's been doing that ad since 1993 with Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
He's aged. She hasn't. Formaldehyde does well. But I've got to say, he would be the only person. Do you honestly think that the cheese-dusted nerds that have signed up for this and actually think this is a good idea, saying they can't shoot us all? Well, that's true. They probably can't shoot you all. But they can certainly landmine the place and drop something from the air that could deal with you.
Well, there is one thing that could shoot them all. I've been reading up a little bit about this because of last week, and it's called the A-10 Warthog. Now, it's a plane. Its nickname is the Tank Killer. Now, it's got...
Now, hang on. Just for a moment here, all the people that have signed up for this, if you're listening in the United States, your body, as my body, is not going to survive something that's a tank buster.
No, let me tell you why. Now, it has a Gatling gun. Now, everyone out there in the land of the free is going to get a hard on when I describe this gun, because that's what they do over there, apparently. But,
Firming.
Okay, so it's a Gatling gun that fires about 3,000 rounds a minute. The rounds are the size of a 1 litre milk bottle.
Shit.
And they come in several different flavours. You have...
Can they bring back spearmint? I remember Oak used to do spearmint.
Green milk.
I loved the green milk.
You used to go to the milk bar and get a green milkshake.
It was like the milk that Luke Skywalker got from those things that came up on the beach to be milked.
Well, that movie never happened, really.
In Last Jedi. Well, it did. We just have to sweep it under the rug. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so you can get armor-piercing ones, which are like got little bits of explosive in them. You get hollow points, which will just basically turn you into mincemeat. You get depleted uranium rounds. Now, they're fun because they're really dense. They go through about 6 or 7 inches of steel-plated armor. That's why it's called the Tank Buster. Now, the other cool thing about it is it can fly at about 50 feet off the ground and fly really slowly. So it's not like one of those F-15 jets that's up in the sky and gone before you see it. They're called a Tank Buster because they can like come down to Earth slowly and just with the Gatling gun. And they carry, a metric shit ton of rounds. So I reckon they could shoot you all.
Do you remember the video game Metal Slug?
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking that this whole attack is going to be the reverse of Metal Slug. Instead of being 1 or 2 people...
Against the world.
Player 1, player 2 against the world. It is going to be these people at Area 51 at the base that is just going to annihilate people. Now, here's the question. Is this all bullshit?
Yes.
So it's all, but they're not going to do it at all?
No, because you get to the first gate at Area 51, right? Which is manned, by the way. You then get through that gate. Happy days.
Oh, hang on a minute. They're not going to go through the gate. They're going to go through they've got to go 87 kilometres.
Yes, you don't just walk out there. It's not like it's just over in the next suburb. Once you get to the first gate, it's like 50 miles to the bloody compound.
Yep.
How do you think all of those unwashed, unfit, fat kids who have got carpal tunnel from playing too much Nintendo are going to go hiking through the desert? Now, it's one of the driest, hottest places on Earth. It's the reason it's out there, because they can just store planes. They don't rust. Nothing happens. They're just, like, kept in pristine condition.
The US government scored well with their positioning.
Exactly. So how do you think they're going to go hiking? Now, not only...
Do you know what? I think Hertz is going to make a lot of money for them to hire.
Well, someone's going to get Hertz.
So anyway, listen, I've got to play this audio and you've actually heard it. This is a gate guard at Area 51 talking about what's actually going to happen on September 20th, 2009, which is a day that they say will live in infamy, where over 1 million Chads and Kyles will storm Area 51. This is one of the soldiers' stories.
All right, boys, let's get ready. Set up those anti-gravity mines. We got a whole bunch of dummies gonna try and raid the base. It's gonna be a big old butthead bum rush. They think we're not gonna use that stolen alien technology on them? They got another thing coming.
This guy gets it.
Those orange fingertip stained Cheetos eating gamer boys ain't gonna stand a chance. We got ray guns. Zap, boom, kapow. You've just been f***ing disintegrated. Memory wipe shields. Plasma cannons. Hovercraft Humvees. A-10 flying saucers. I believe, yeah, I know you do, Mr. X-Files guy, but I believe you're going to get fried to a crisp.
Hang on a minute. There's a good question. Where is David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson?
Oh, they've washed their hands of this, I think.
Just like Mars Attacks. Just zap, goop, skeleton stained red. I wish they'd just get here already. Set the hypnoid cannon on stun. I want to see all these dummies freeze in place and like look around with their eyes wondering what the hell they're going to do next. Damn it. You think with all this new technology you could put some working AC in these things? Wait until they hit the gamma ray field. People are just going to walk into this place thinking everything's all right. They're just going to be flip-turned inside out. I, for one, can't wait to see the look on their faces when they realize that Goro from Mortal Kombat is a real guy.
Oh, God.
And then we got 14,000 of those freaks ready to run into the fray and just start ripping people in half. Oh, it's going to be great. Guys, help me out. I can never find the invisibility cloaker on this thing. I can't wait to see all these idiots' faces when they realize all the aliens are up on our moon base. If we kill most of them in 24 hours, do you think my black leave will still be okay? Probably not. Because I'm the first guy to use the molecular cannon. I want to freeze them all like Sub-Zero, then smack them with a hammer and watch them shatter. Wait till they figure out we haven't used oil for any machinery in decades.
Yeah, it's just nerd tease.
No, I'm not worried. They're not going to get past the front gate. These idiots have been letting us put fluoride in their water for decades. You got any more of that Klingon dip? I could really use a lipper right now. That stuff gets me buzzed and angry. Do you guys think anybody's going to catch on that we planned this entire thing ourselves?
Oh, there we go. There's an admission. I want to see his 9/11 video.
Oh, God.
I think that I'm going to make sure that I go and buy up all the microwave popcorn I can. We're going to stream it straight to my big screen in the living room, and I'm going to watch this.
Yeah, I think we should.
Do you think this is going to be a big massacre, or is this just a shit show?
It's just a shit show. They've got no idea, the people that are going to try and do this. There'll be like maybe 50 dedicated hardcore like tinfoil hat wearing dudes. Like,
no, I think there's going to be more
remember
than
that movie, what was it, Enemy of the State, you know, where Mel Gibson was running around doing all that like secret agent shit because everyone thought he was crazy, but they were really watching him.
No, that's Will Smith.
Oh, Will Smith.
And Gene Hackman.
Oh, that one. Well, whatever it was.
That was the first Blu-ray overboard.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
But yeah, no, they're going to think it's going to be like that, and it's not. They're just going to like drop off like flies.
So, Burble listeners, to wrap this one up, if you've got kiddies that want to know what it looks like for a person to pass away due to stupidity, September 20, make sure that you book your seat there on the couch, because it's going to be an absolute shit show.
Well, it's actually a bit of a shame because it's now they're calling it 9:20 because America loves dates, apparently.
Are they calling it 9:20?
Yeah, 9:20. But they should be calling it 4:20 because whoever thought it up was stoned.
This is The Burble with Benny